Tonight, join Bear Grylls as he gets lost in Central Park while proving that compasses are for chumps. Up next.
This time on Get Out and Travel, we get back to nature by going to the Heckrodt Wetland Reserve in Menasha, Wisconsin.
So, what brings you to Northeast Wisconsin? Is it the Green Bay Packers? Is it that EAA? Or is it the cheese, huh? I think it's probably the cheese and the beer, throw in a brat, probably one of those. Bethany, am I doing the accent right?
Are you kidding me?
Well, despite my inability to speak like some of my family members, you might need something other than the Green Bay Packers and EAA fly-in, some brats and beers, in order to fill your time in Northeast Wisconsin. So why not spend some time in nature unique to the area at the Heckrodt Wetland Reserve? In other videos, we toured some of the state parks in Northeast Wisconsin. But let's say those are, too far out of the way, but you'd still like to connect to nature a little bit. Well, this 91-acre urban nature reserve could potentially scratch that itch to touch grass while not having to travel outside the Fox Valley.
Unless that's a reaction to poison ivy, then you're going to need some cortisone cream.
At Heckrodt, the trails are open 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day. The Nature Center is open 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Tuesday through Friday, and 11 a.m. through 3:30 p.m. on Saturday. And it is closed all major holidays. When I visited, it was outside the operating hours for the Nature Center. So apologies for not being able to share that bit of the reserve with you. The trails though. There are 3 half-mile trails and 1 mile-long trail. So if you don't feel like you are in shape, or if you have a physical disability where you cannot walk long distances, but want to feel like you've gone deep into the forest, this might be the option for you. To demonstrate, we'll start with a jaunt on the Green Trail. All of the trails are well maintained and will consist of hard-packed dirt, gravel, or raised boardwalks. This trail will take you through the upland forest and forested wetland areas of the reserve. The Green Trail can take you close to the edges of the preserve, and you can see homes and roads and cars on the roads through the trees, but you will also see wild animals at ease. Close to the northeast edge of the park on this trail, I was able to see cranes just chilling, hanging out, doing crane things. Cranes, if I remember correctly, were not as prevalent in northeast Wisconsin when I was a child. But I believe concerted efforts to rehab their habitat has helped them return in good numbers. The same goes for bald eagles. Never would I have thought as a child I would have seen so many of them in Wisconsin. But today, they're thriving directly due to cleanup efforts of the Wisconsin waterways. Alright, conservation tangent over, back to more animals that you can find at the reserve. Closer to the middle of Heckrodt, I saw many white-tailed deer. Now, Wisconsinites probably care very little about seeing white-tailed deer since they have to constantly worry about them jumping out in front of their cars at seemingly any time. But it is good to see them calm and just hanging out, doing their thing, not being bothered, not bothering anyone else on the reserve. Other areas of the reserve include a prairie meadow and open water with cattail marsh. These areas also bring their own wildlife and plant life to your experience. From hoppin' bunnies to croaking frogs and all the buzzin' bees in between. Can you walk all the trails in one go? Sure you can. But you don't experience everything there is to offer here in one go. This is a place to visit multiple times a year, and or bring your child for summer organized activities. Like many wildlife preserves in Wisconsin, education is a major function of this reserve. Funds raised by Heckrodt go into the cost of bringing young children out of the classroom and into nature to help them learn and love the world around them in all seasons. They even have a large play area to spike their little brains with dopamine after educating them. I wish there was something like this in northeast Wisconsin when I was a kid. The Heckrodt Wetland Reserve in Menasha, Wisconsin is definitely a place to step off the paved sidewalks of the surrounding neighborhoods and into a pocket of nature, set aside for a bit of relaxation in the Fox Valley.
So next time you're in northeast Wisconsin, consider visiting and supporting the Heckrodt Wetland Nature Reserve in Menasha, Wisconsin, while you get out and travel.